everyone. My name is Frank Romo. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. I now work in the city of Detroit. And I first got out to the city of Detroit because I studied urban and regional planning at the University of Michigan. Urban and regional planning is basically exploring how cities are made, includes architecture, includes mapping, includes different laws about how cities are shaped. So as you can imagine, when I first got involved, I was very interested in how to shape cities and how to make a difference in cities. And that's when I first learned about GIS. When I first learned about GIS, I realized that it's a great tool to try to help map your city, to try to help map your neighborhood. And I really clung on to that because I saw the power of GIS. There's lots of power to help visualize your surrounding area, help gather data about your neighborhood, and hopefully turn that into an impact to change things in your neighborhood or in your community. So that's really one of the things that really inspires me about GIS. As I was developing my GIS skills, I decided to start my own company. And in order to do that, I had to file some paperwork, but I also just kind of started to offer my services and put myself out there as an entrepreneur and started to think about myself as an entrepreneur so I can go after this project or try to connect with this person. So one piece of advice that I'd give you is that GIS is a very great tool and a very great industry to be in right now. And if you do enter the GIS industry, there's lots of opportunity to become an entrepreneur or to become your own business owner because there are so many projects that are related to GIS. And the more you learn, the more you can make an impact in your community or on any project that you work on. So that's kind of where we are now. The company has been in existence for about 4 years now, and we are continuing to get new clients. We're continuing to develop models for teaching at all grade levels, from high school curriculum to graduate school curriculum. And we are just trying to train GIS users and trying to train folks to make an impact in their community and make an impact in the world. One of the first projects that was really impactful in 2020 was when we created a map mapping the Black Lives Matter movement. During that time, all of 2020, we mapped over 5,000 protests all over the world, mapped contested statue locations, mapped where there were artworks of the Black Lives Matter movement. And the goal here was just to show the power of GIS, show the power of people speaking out for justice. And I think it's a great visualization and a great showcase of how when people get together, they can make a really big impact, and how we on the tech side can then use that to create images or stories or narrative around these experiences. Because for me, that's what GIS is. It's a great tool to get into the stories and the insights of what's going on in the communities and in people's lives, and use the data to try to help make a difference. So another project that we worked on is the COVID-19 in jails and prisons. Again, we work on projects that are focused on communities that may be suffering from unfair treatment or from unfair access to certain things. So again, here in the public health crisis in America's prisons, we examined federal and state prisons nationwide using data from UCLA. We grabbed that data, cleaned it up a little bit, and created this dashboard so folks can start to research to see which prisons and which jails had more infections of COVID-19. And we used this, supplied it to our community partners, and allowed them to go and petition their state representative or petition their local representative to try to make these jails and prisons be more accountable to what was going on in those locations. We did something very similar with the immigrant and ICE detention centers. And then that brings me to our third and final project, which was fatal police encounters, where we mapped police encounters between the years of 2015 and 2020. And again, you see we use a lot of dashboards here, dashboards like this one to help users navigate, find stuff inside their state, find things inside their locale so they can get a better understanding of what's going on. And what we do is then use this data to try to connect with community partners, connect with people who care about these programs or these issues. And we try to make a difference by advocating, writing letters, or anything that we can do in the community to try to really help push this forward.
Hello, my name is Jordyn Bankston. I'm 20 years old and I work as an intern with Frank at his GIS and data analysis company, Romo GIS. I first started working in the industry actually back in high school during a summer internship program through the Grow Detroit Young Talent Program, also hosted by Eastern Michigan University. And through that, I was able to start my training in GIS and therefore go on to work as an intern in the city of Detroit with Frank Romo. And so I was able to do that for 2 years. And then once I graduated, he actually asked me to join him with his company in Romo GIS. And I've been working with him ever since. The most fascinating thing for me is being able to visualize the data in a way that people are able to recognize and understand, especially with the projects like the Mapping the Black Lives Matter movement, and being able to have not only the different points where the protests were held, but also where different murals were also being put up and where different contested statues are being taken down, and being able to see all of that data in one area and just seeing how close to home a lot of these different things are happening. It was extremely eye-opening to me, as it may have been for many others, especially being able to see all of that support during that time. And also with the actual data creation as well, being able to use local accounts from the different local news sites, as well as social media and people posting about it, having those close to home experiences was a very nice touch to the project, in my opinion.
So if you ever have any questions, please reach out to us at romogis.com, and we're happy to help support you in your path for GIS growth.